everyone, I'm Stephanie and this is my full cover foundation routine. These are all items I've been using simultaneously for a couple months now, so I thought it was finally time to put it into a video for you. My skin type is oily, so all of these items all together just give me a really nice matte finish. This makeup just has so much longevity, especially since I started baking my face. Baking was a game changer for sure. If you want to see more videos like these, please subscribe. It will let me know I should just keep recording more tutorials. With that said, let's just get right into it. Here I am with a clean and moisturized face. As you can see, I have a couple trouble spots, but we will fix that right up in just a sec. Starting off with a couple primers, I use the Makeup Forever Nourishing Primer first before applying my mattifying primer. On its own, the mattifying primer can get caught in dry patches, so I ensure that does not happen by using this one first. Then I go in with my Makeup Forever mattifying primer. This stuff really creates a great matte base for my foundation and helps prevent it from moving around throughout the day. I let this dry for a minute while I wet my beauty blender and prepare my foundation. I use my beauty blender with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in two shades, 2W2 Rattan and 2N1 Desert Beige. I take around 2/3 Rattan and 1/3 Desert Beige to create my color. I just mix it up on the back of my hand and I don't use that much foundation. This stuff is pretty opaque and even when thinned out with the beauty blender. Here I am dotting the foundation all over my face, and you gotta work pretty fast at this point so it doesn't start setting in concentrated areas. Trust me, I am speaking from experience here. And then with the round end of my beauty blender, I just start bouncing away, usually working one section at a time and going back around. I try to blend into my hairline as much as possible, and I use any product that might be left on the sponge down my neck. This Estee Lauder foundation and the beauty blender are a perfect pairing. I found that I did not like this foundation applied with a brush. It seemed to just sit on the skin instead of becoming one with my skin, which is what the beauty blender somehow pulls off. Time to conceal. Here I have the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Custard. I start off by applying it in a triangle shape under my eyes, and somehow this concealer works under my eyes as well as on blemishes for me. It's awesome. After applying under my eyes, I place the concealer on skin discolorations or anything that might have redness throughout the day, such as on my nose and on my chin, just any place that needs extra attention. After applying my concealer, I go in with my beauty blender once more and bounce away. For under my eyes, I use the side of the beauty blender so I can really get into the corners, and for the rest of my face, I either use the side or the round end. Even though it may look like I'm using a lot of product, the damp sponge really does absorb some of it, which is a good thing because it distributes thicker products very evenly. And also, sometimes if I feel like I've put on too much foundation or concealer, I'll rinse out the beauty blender again and just kind of roll it all over my face so extra product just gets sucked into the sponge. Our next step is baking with the Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I lightly dip my beauty blender into the powder and place it under my eyes up to my hairline. And you do feel your skin tightening up like the powder is really getting in there. And this step is a godsend for all my oily ladies out there. I apply the powder anywhere that would get oily, my nose, the middle of my forehead, my chin. Honestly, it's almost my whole face. And then I do place some at my jawline, and this is more of a contouring step because even though you wipe it away, it does brighten the areas you place the powder in. Once it is all applied, I let it sit on my skin for a few minutes so it can really absorb. Today I'm using this Real Techniques oval shadow brush to very lightly dust away the excess powder. I usually don't use this much powder on my face. I just put a little bit extra because I was worried it wasn't going to show up on camera. But you know, just use trial and error to figure out how much powder is right for you. I set everything with my Bobbi Brown Mineral Makeup in light to medium with the Real Techniques buffing brush. Because I already baked, I use very little of this powder. It is really just to even out my whole face, and I do run some of the excess powder over my eyelids to better match the skin tone there to the rest of my face. I also run the powder down my jaw and onto my neck. Let's get into contouring. Here I have my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I lightly grab some of the middle brown using the Sigma large angled contour brush, and I place it above the hollows of my cheeks and blend towards the center of my face in small circular motions. I take it up to my temple to create that shadow, and I also place it under my jawline. I love doing this. It really does make a difference. Here's one side done, and you can see that my cheekbones are more pronounced on that side and my face looks slightly slimmer. To make my cheekbones pop even more, I take the light middle color of the Shade and Light palette with a stiffer brush, like this Real Techniques flat contour brush, and I swipe a little downwards from the hollows of my cheeks to the jawline, right under the brown. This step is not crazy essential, but it does help that contour a bit more. For blush, I have Benefit's Real Cheeky Party palette, and of course, ROCKATEUR is in there, so I'm gonna grab some of that with the Real Techniques Tapered Blush Brush. I take a very small amount and place it on the outer portion of the apples of my cheeks and blend back. For my face shape, if I place it right on the center of my cheeks, it ends up looking a little too intense, so for me, a good rule of thumb is grab very little product at a time and start further back on my cheeks. Final step for the face is highlighting. My current favorite highlighter is the BECCA Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. Again, I'm grabbing that oval shadow brush and placing it on my upper cheekbone, and then I decide to blend it out with a fluffier brush because it was looking a little extreme. A teeny bit of this stuff really does go a long way. And finally, we are done with the face makeup. I put the rest of my face on, and here is my completed look. You can see that my foundation is looking pretty good. This foundation stays on for hours, it does not move, it works so well with flash photography, and most importantly, it keeps the oil at bay. I will not be changing this routine up anytime soon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some cool tips and tricks from this video. Of course, all the products are listed in the description box down below, as well as the other products I didn't show that are on my face right now. If you like this video, please subscribe. It'll let me know I should keep making videos like this. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.